Isn't it nice to see the fruits of your labor, working hard in your business or in the office or probably both, and then going home and seeing all the things that you invested, which will make you think, yes, this is what I've worked for. It will give you more inspiration in doing what you do, knowing that at the end of every hard work, you'll see the fruits of all your labor. It is always a good practice to save money for future spending. This way, you can plan your investment for the future, such as buying your very own dream house, your super cool car, at the same time still have budget to plan for your family's vacation getaway. We have to be financially literate so we can live a much better life even though we have a limited earning. Financial decision making is a skill you'll get better at over time. So don't worry if you don't get it the first time. Just keep on saving. Hello once again, this is your host Bench Lady, and I'll be bringing you the top 8 guaranteed money saving tips. Number 8. Record your expenses. Learning how much you spend is the initial step in saving money. Keep track of all your expenses. That means every cash tip, coffee, and household items like groceries. Also, take into account the yearly expenses like tuition fees, bills, and medical maintenance if any. Once the data is available, organize them per category, like education, medicine, and groceries. You can list them down or use your credit card or bank statement, making sure the expenses are accurate and correct. You can use a spending tracker to help you monitor your expenses. It is free and can be downloaded both in Google Play or in App Store. This is probably where many can get confused. Only include necessities and spending that cannot be delayed, like bills. It is a must in saving that we know how much we spend to start saving funds. Remember to only include expenses that are really necessary. Number 7. Savings budget. Once you have the data for your spending habit, you can now have the budget for your savings. You have to organize your recorded expenses into a workable budget. Your budget should outline how your expenses measure up to your income, so you can plan your spending and limit overspending. Be sure to factor in expenses that occur regularly but not every month, such as car maintenance or tuition fees. Our aim is to save 10 to 15% of your total income. This will guarantee savings in the long run. A common mispractice in saving is to save only the money that you still have before your next paycheck. This does not give you the chance to have a regular saving amount. This would be really hard at first, but in time, you'll get used to it. Also, make sure not to spend the money you just saved just because you found out that there's a new iPhone in store. Always have funds for emergency spending. This way, you don't have to go to loan sharks in case of financial emergencies. Number 6. Cut your spending. Cut back your expenses if you are having difficulty saving enough funds. There is always that one item in your groceries that you can live without every month, or try other alternatives to meet ends. Identify non-essentials that you can spend less on, like dining out every other day or watching movies weekly and so forth. Always look for ways to save for your fixed monthly expenses like phone, internet, and other bills. Try buying at discounted days like 11/11 or 12/12 online or in-store. They would also have items that they sell for a few percent off. Take note of those stores that you can buy items for a few dollars less than the others. There would always be discounted prices for items in every store near your area. One good tip is to check reputable stores online. They sometimes offer free shipping on your already discounted item. Number 5. Set saving goals. This is probably the best way in saving money. Setting a goal and thinking of what you might want to save for, probably your grand vacation getaway or saving for your retirement. Start figuring out how much money you'll need and how long it'll take to reach your goal. You can divide your saving patterns in short and long-term goals, like buying a new shoes yearly to replace your worn-out one and saving for your dream house. Once you enjoy the fun reward you've saved for, such as new shoes or new smartphone, it can give you a psychological boost that makes the payoff saving more immediately and reinforce the habit. This will set the cycle again and you would end up saving every time, knowing that at the end of it all, reward will follow. Also, learning to save for emergency fund will help you decrease the chances of unexpected spending. We all know that accidents happen and that we sometimes have to spend money on unexpected turn of events. But once you have saved for emergencies, even if you need to spend more on top of your emergency fund, you won't be having a very hard time recovering your lost savings. Number 4. Knowing your priorities. After getting the data for your expenses and your income, the biggest impact is reaching your goal by allocating your savings. Having a clear data on where to start saving is the best way in making sure that you do not lose your goal. If you know that you need to replace your old stove or oven, start putting money away for those. You can start with small funds and eventually you'll have enough fund to replace your old stove or oven. One good tip, especially on starting a job, is to negotiate your salary with your employer. Don't be afraid to try and expect to be turned down the first time. That way, you can balance your expenses and earnings. You have enough money to cover basic needs. If you go in with a really low figure, you're undervaluing your work and encourage your employer to do the same. In the long run, it will be easier for you to save money for your priorities because from the start of your work, you now have enough funds to budget. Number 3. Pick the right tools. Banks offer many options for money investments that you can use to further increase your funds. Use them wisely and you'll get more from your money and not just putting them in a safe place only to withdraw the same funds in the future which has lower value due to the inflation. Your $1 today may not have the same value in the future as money's value changes over time. One good deposit account is certificate of deposit, which locks in your money for a fixed period of time at a rate that is typically higher than savings account. Your money will grow at the same time. It is a guarantee that you don't get tempted to use the funds for non-necessary spending. You would also feel secure that no matter what happens, you won't run out of funds. You don't have to pick just one account. Look carefully at all of your options and consider things like balance minimums, fees, and interest rates so you can choose the mix that will help you best save for your goals. Number 2. Save automatically. Almost all banks offer automated transfers between your checking and savings account. You can choose when, how much, and where to transfer money or even split your direct deposit so a portion of every paycheck goes directly in your savings account. This is why it is very important to know your expenses. That way you can set your bank to transfer funds that may be 10% or more directly to your savings account. This will ensure that you always have savings for the future. Then, budget the remaining funds between leisure and bills. Splitting your direct deposit and setting up automated transfers are simple ways to save money since you don't have to think about it, and it generally reduces the temptation to spend the money instead. Another no-no is to use your credit card as free money rather than only spending what you have. Treat your credit card like your debit card. It's your extra fund for expenses that you need and not want, making sure that you can pay it off. Be cautious on offers like buy now, pay later services. It is very tempting to get a hold of items that you really want and then try to pay it off later only to find that you don't have enough funds to actually pay for it all. Number 1. Watch your savings grow. Review your budget and check your progress every month. Not only will this help you stick to your personal savings plan, but it also helps you identify and fix problems quickly. Understanding how to save money may even inspire you to find more ways to save and hit your goals faster. One good tip is finding a way of making money in your free time. Having a bit of extra income every month is a way of propelling yourself towards your long-term financial goals. It's always a way to ensure that when you do treat yourself, you have the cash in the kitty to do so. Having a side hustle is a great way to enhance your career prospects and is sure to impress a potential employer. It is always good to be productive in your free time. There are so many ways to earn funds at home. This is the new normal for all of us. Working does not have to be going to work. It would be just staying at home and surfing the net. All in all, there is just one moral lesson. Never spend more than what you earn. So start today. Take time to sit down and make a list of your goals you want to accomplish. Do financial planning as a habit. Seeing you achieve your goal is good for your mental health as well as your self-esteem. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe and like. Don't hesitate to comment your suggestions below. This is your host Bench Lady, and I'll be seeing you in our next top 8 route review. Till next time!